fine then. What the fuck am I here for?
I don't know. Welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm Night Strike. I'm a little under the weather tonight. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
That's copyrighted. We can't do that one.
Yeah, I need TV for my bunghole.
It's still copyrighted. Don't do that.
All you ladies out there, I'm sorry. This is now Hit or Miss.
Yeah. I only have a few people on my panel tonight because everybody else just decided to go somewhere else. So
And a few of us are inebriated.
a few of us are medicated too. So I'm not sure if that's any better. I'll introduce my panelists. Tonight I got Foos.
Standing in for Stone Guy.
I got Heavy B is driving.
That's right. I'm out here in beautiful SoCal in the lush, tropical pearl of the ghetto in San Bernardino.
Yeah, how far is that broom up up your rear end again?
There's no broom up my rear end. Sorry, son.
No,
San Francisco.
It's just sore, right?
He's already removed the broom and stuck a fence post up there.
It's breaking up.
Yeah. Anyways, last but certainly not least, Nathan, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much, man. Just making some holsters, talking to you guys.
You know, that's sad when Nathan is the same one.
Hey, I'm freaking sober here. This is a bad start.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hold
Hold
on. I'm going to sit here with my leather glue bottle open under my nose.
It'll be better. In 15 minutes, he'll come back to us.
He's going to be like the guy on Airplane. I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
And then what about yourself, Hit or Miss?
Yeah, I'm Night Strike. There we go.
Night Strike.
Hi, Night Strike. Nice to meet you.
So what do you strike in the middle of the night?
Whatever pizza's in the fridge.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Sounds good.
That's awesome. Tactical pizza assault.
Yes.
No, don't use the word assault because then they'll try and ban all our assault pizza.
I thought all pizza was assault pizza.
Anything more than 5 pieces is now.
No. It's not slices. It's anything more than 5 toppings. It's an assault pizza.
Ooh.
Oh. No.
But that means you can have as big of a pizza as you want. You can't have that. It has to be limited.
I had some high capacity pizza the other day.
Yeah. You should be limited to only 3 toppings because any more toppings and it'll just have too many toppings and it'll be an assault pizza.
Here. You're talking about Canada right now. They're always limited to 3 and 5 and shit like that.
We don't have a set topic tonight. We're just kind of spitballing. So if you guys
as you can already tell,
if you guys don't want to listen to this, you don't have to. You can go do something else. Listen to Every Second Matters. It's going on for another 3 or 4 hours. But we're just gonna kind of ramble for like half an hour and kill it because I'm still under the weather.
Did anyone do a panic buy?
Are we not doing the tactical pizza chat?
No, we're not. We're not doing the assault pizza chat.
Why not?
My panic buy came in today.
How many mags did you get?
20.
How much did that cost you?
Under 200.
What kind of mags did you get?
They're from Palmetto State, but they have Palmetto State base pads. You can barely see it right there, but they are like B&H or C&H or something like that. They're basically the same company that makes US GI mags. So they're all welded properly, spot welded across the front.
Are they D&H or OKC?
I think D&H then.
Okay.
Yeah. And they have the anti-tilt 9-pull follower. So yeah, it was like $8.99 or something like that.
Awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking at Palmetto State is correct. The D&H 30 rounders are $8.99.
So I picked up 20 of those, and I'm probably going to load up 5, see how they shoot, and then these are going to sit like this.
Hey, panic buys. Well, right after the Orlando situation, I did buy 2 lower receivers from Primary Arms for I think I paid like $45 a piece for them. So
It's not a bad price.
no, especially since they're Anderson lowers, and you couldn't find Anderson lowers anywhere else.
Yeah, last 2 Anderson lowers I got, I think were 40.
Yeah, so I got 2 of those. I've already built them into complete lower receivers, so they're ready and go. They have everything, including the stock on them. Just a 6-position collapsible. And I ordered an upper yesterday for one of them because I've already got spare bolt carrier groups and charging handles. So yeah. I technically will have another rifle when I get it.
I have an upper, I have a lower built. I have no stock on it yet because I'm not, or buffer tube because I'm not sure if I want to make it into a rifle or a pistol. And I have the upper, I don't have a barrel or anything, so I don't know what I want to make it into. I already have 2 5.56 guns, so I don't know if I want to go 300 Blackout, 50 Beowulf, or something.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. I was looking at James Yeager's, he had a video. He's doing a pre-order, $30 for his new fighting rifle DVD that's coming out. I was kind of thinking about buying that and watching that.
Yeah, I'm not buying anything from Yeager.
Okay.
I took his fighting pistol class. It was nothing really profound. Well, I mean, there was one thing profound, and I can't say it. Can't say what it was. You have to take the class to get it. So.
Well, I just was watching the highlights on the video, and I thought it looked kind of cool. It'd be a nice way to learn a couple new things. I don't know. I was just kidding.
Well, I'm not saying it's not bad. It's bad to, learn stuff or anything. I don't think I'd get one from him. I'd get one from someone else.
Okay. Obviously, Night Strike Yeager didn't call him back after that night and wherever, and that truck stopped, and he's sad. I don't know.
No. I'm totally on Instructor Zero's side.
Well, you're going that way. Well, I'm on Yeager's side mode.
Anyway. Well, I'm only kidding. I don't.
I'm joking too. I know you are.
If I'm going to get training, I'm going to go through someone who's been doing it for like 30 years or something.
Okay. I don't know. I like Yeager's attitude. I thought it looked like a good video. $30, whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. I had Dave Biggers.
We're not getting any royalties for pushing his stuff out, so don't push his stuff out.
Yeah.
I said I'm thinking about buying a video from him, and I didn't know it was going to turn into a thing. I thought y'all would say, "Nah, buy this one. It's better." Or, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea." And we'd move on.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for a better one, there's always Masada Ayub.
That is always a good one.
He's got a ton of stuff. I've actually got one of his.
But I mean, you also have to think.
Like Masada Ayub's video?
I've got one of his.
I mean, did you find it entertaining?
I wasn't looking to find it entertaining. I was looking to it for information.
But there's different ways to train. I mean, Yeager, it's definitely more of a fight, a fighting one more than a, hey, this is what you're going to find in real life. And I think I've never been to a Masada U class, but from what I've heard, Masada U is like stuff that you're going to find in real life. Yeager's kind of looks like more of a militaristic.
So Yeager's basically doing classes where he kind of trains contractors to go overseas, and Masada is more like not going overseas for combat, but going to like the wrong part of Chicago.
I had not taken a Masada U class, and I've only taken an intro. I mean, the first fighting pistol of Jaegers, and it's seeming more of like, yeah. I mean, there were several police there, and which was perfectly fine, and there was some military and stuff like that. It just seemed more towards the militaristic side than towards a concealed carry type thing. That's just my take on it. If you want to find out more, go take this class and figure it out. I mean, that's you can never listen to someone and get the full effect because you're going to hear it from my perspective. Would I take one of his classes again? Absolutely. But it wouldn't be for practical use. It'd be because I want to take his class and shoot a bunch of shit.
Knowledge is like anything else. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, y'all reminded me of a slightly different topic I wanted to bring up. I was hearing about we always talk about the militarization of police and stuff, and that's a very select group and everything. But on the flip side of that, there's a lot of departments that are highly underfunded that, basically there's like Dallas cops who currently are trying to get a hold of like higher end body armor besides just their plain pistol vests is what I would call them. Mm-hmm. They want to get some better armor and stuff, but they're underpaid and, they work side jobs to try to make ends meet and stuff.
And I know that after the Dallas attack, tactical shit out of St. Louis was doing all of their body armor for dealer cost.
Yeah, so, and I mean, the other thing that the cops are trying to do is they're trying to get ARs. Mm-hmm. A lot of them don't have long guns. Very few of them do, which, again, it's one of those things that, Yankee always talks about how a lot of cops aren't that into guns and aren't that great and stuff. If I was a cop, I'm not a cop, and I already got plate and a couple ARs.
But you're a gun guy. I mean, a lot of the cops where I live, they're just good old boys, and they carry a pistol because it's a part of the job. They're not gun guys. Or they may be hunting guys, but not pistol guys.
Not tactical.
Right. They're not out there, carrying a firearm because they want to carry a firearm. Like, I don't know. I only know one police where I live that carries off-duty.
Now, have I told you the story about the Oklahoma State trooper that swung by to check out what we were doing at an airsoft event? Did I tell you guys about that?
No.
So, my buddy Rick, he has an airsoft thing in business, and so he helps put on these airsoft events. Well, of course, he sets up a tent and puts all his gear out and sells all this mag pull stuff, all this stuff there, to guys out there, helmets, GoPro.
With your cheese?
Yes, son, go ahead. I'm talking to you. Okay, anyway, so this guy comes by in the evening, and he has an AR that is a stock AR. We're talking stock AR with not even a collapsible stock on it, like
the old A1 stock.
Yeah, A1 AR.
Military, yeah.
Shows up with.
Come on, A1s are all right.
Well, anyway, my buddy Rick and Studs, they're like, he tells me as an AR because he's seeing you got to realize our stuff is decked. It's not only is it completely got all the cool stuff on it, but it's also scraped up because it's been used and it's got wear marks on it. But he was looking at I
believe the term is weathered and
I was going to say
tactical.
I was going to say Boba Fetted, but anyway. But it's it's got the use marks and all that. And he was looking at that and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool, blah blah blah," and he said he had an AR and they said, "Oh, break it out." And they put over $100 plus of mag pull stuff on it. I think they put things to where he didn't even have a sling for it. So they put it where it had a sling on on it, you know, tactical type sling with the mag pull stuff, and switched out, like put a bad lever on it for him and a couple other things for him. So, hold on. But anyway, they did it all for free. Just gave the stuff to the guy because he was making tons of money off all the cities playing out there and stuff. So anyway,
That's good.
here, bye.
Yeah, that's great. I had no idea we were going to turn this into an AR chat, but okay, ARs.
Yeah. So 300 Blackout or 50 Beowulf?
50 Beowulf.
Damn it.
The reason being is 300 Blackout isn't that much more powerful than 223 or 556. So if you want something to really hit hard, you go 50 Beowulf. It's just
Okay.
because, I mean, while 300 Blackout is great, you know, you don't have to change the magazine or the bolt carrier group, but the issue is, you know, it's only a little bit bigger than 556. There's no real point.
What round are we talking?
In my opinion, this is my opinion.
$329 barrel.
What round are we talking about?
50 Beowulf.
50 Beowulf? That's an interesting round.
Yeah, because he asked 50 Beowulf or 300 Blackout, and I said if you want hitting power, you go 50 Beowulf. You know.
Yeah, it depends on what you're shooting.
Well, it'd be a fun gun.
Well, so let me give you two options. There's the 556.
I got two of them.
The 300 Blackout is more kind of like turning your AR into AK-ish almost, a little less power than the AK, but close. But you still get like full 30 round in the mag, so that's kind of sweet. Same recoil pretty much. Then 50 Beowulf, you have far less. I think you have to buy special mags for it.
No, it's made to go in regular magazines, but they become single stack, and you can only get like
that's
8-10 in.
Okay, so you can only get less rounds per magazine, but you have much harder hitting. So, like if you need something for like a hog gun or something, 50 Beowulf is awesome. So yeah, it's just yeah.
Well, what about 300 Blackout? Everybody's shooting 300 Blackout to go hunting hogs nowadays.
Well, we just mentioned it.
But 50 Beowulf hits a lot harder.
Oh yeah. It's also a lot more expensive.
Okay.
Well, you also have to think. I cast my own projectiles, so as long as I get a 50, a sizer for 50, and a mold for 50, I could cast my own projectiles. So projectile cost goes down to cents.
I think if you're going to cast 50 caliber, you have to go back in time 100 years. I'm not sure about that.
Okay, I'm going to pull a Bob question out here and ask you, would you rather shoot a bear with 300 Blackout or 50 Beowulf?
300 Blackout.
Now let's see how many
supersonic. Do you know why?
You only get one shot.
One shot, 50.
Now you're changing the rules.
Yeah, that's stupid with the semi-automatic rifle. You should limit to one magazine.
Okay.
One magazine. I'm taking the 30 cal. I'm taking Blackout, supersonic all damn day. 150 grain projectile.
I'm going with the bayonet on it. Since we're making up ridiculous statements, I'm going bayonet.
Bayonet?
All right, bayonet, but what caliber? What caliber with the bayonet?
What caliber bayonet?
Razor sharp.
No, 300 Blackout or 50 Beowulf?
I didn't know they made a 300 Blackout bayonet.
Well, no. I'm saying what caliber would he use on the rifle that the bayonet's on?
I'm using the bayonet. I'm not loading it. Get in the way. That magazine would get in the way. I got to be light and fast with a bear.
Oh, so you use 223 or 556?
22 long rifle out of it. I have a conversion bolt.
All right, you're going 22 like Bob said.
Well, here's the trick. You shoot the bear in the rear end with the 22, and that's how you get him to charge to bayonet him.
Right.
Know anything? Haven't you watched The Edge?
No, I have not.
That's a good movie. Anthony Hopkins kills a Bart the bear, the giant grizzly, with a stick.
Yeah. All right.
True story, based on a true story.
Okay, guys. You guys, you know, if you have anything you want to talk about tonight or whatnot?
Yeah.
Holy crap! 50 Beowulf dies for Lee's are $55, Horny's 99, and Redding's 161.
Yep.
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
I think Foosh just hit reloading Nirvana.
No.
He's saying they're
Holy
expensive.
shit.
Whoa, pants.
Though Robbie mentioned that 300 Blackout's pretty pricey too.
It is.
You can convert your own 5.56 and then trim the neck.
I can never get mine to work, but I think it's because the projectiles I were using were not 300 blackout. They were just plain old little 30 cal projectiles.
Check your neck thickness. A lot, like if you convert 5.56 down to 300 blackout, a lot of times the neck thickness is too thick and won't feed right.
I got rid of it. Sold
Okay.
it to a friend. They're buying factory ammo, so it works.
Boost.
Yes.
Since we're doing this whole air, why not 458 SOCOM?
That's a nice round too.
Yeah.
And you can probably already cast 45 caliber slugs, right?
I have 230 grain already.
Well, there you go.
So I saw something in a magazine at the gun range the other day I'd never seen before. Wyndham Weaponries is now producing a gun that has interchangeable, like you can detach the barrel and the mag well and convert it between AR calibers. Have you seen this thing?
That's been out for a while, man. It's like you could either switch it to take AR mags or AK mags or, you know.
Yeah, basically they have this gun where you have to pick whatever barrels you want, and they have a special way of attaching, and then the mag well, you switch the mag well pieces out on the AR piece, and you basically take your one AR and can go, 6.8 SPC, 458 SOCOM, 223, whatever you want, all the popular calibers for it, you can just change them out.
Say what?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to link me. I need to check that out.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to find it on the internet then, because this was in a magazine at my gun range. But they had a picture of it. It looked pretty cool. I just don't know how reliable that would be, but I'm sure they worked it out.
No, it probably would. Well, it'd be reliable enough for probably the range or maybe competition shooting, but I don't think it'd be reliable for, like, hunting or, just everyday use.
Well, I imagine that you want to change out, like, a lot of info. Like, not the trigger group, but, like, the bolt carrier group, the buffer spring. So when you do this, but
Right.
pretty much all it is when you disassemble the upper from the lower, you separate them, and then you knock out a pin and you pull up where the mag will would be. That part is actually just kind of slides over the lower frame, and then you can either put the AR one there, the AK one there, or the 308 one there, or whatever it is that you do, and you're able to shoot like all these different guns out of one gun just by like changing the barrel, probably the bolt carrier, and the mag well. It's like a bunch of little parts in one gun to make one gun do everything.
So, in other news, I was talking to Matt the other night. I think it was Saturday during his chat, and you notice he got new podcasting equipment. So he could do his shows better.
Yeah, you're supposed to start using it on Wednesday.
Yeah, he used it on Saturday night, and he was linking me, after the chat on Saturday night what all equipment he's using. So so Sunday night I went and ordered pretty much everything that he's using right now because I want to be able to do it better as well because it sounded really good on Saturday night. So I will get new podcasting equipment soon. Yay.
Right on. I'm just happy to have a new headset.
God damn, I've been talking for like 5 minutes with being muted. Damn it. Anyway.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's the MCS. That's what it is.
Well, the 458 SOCOM is a necked cartridge, so I'd have to have more brass prep. That sucks.
That does suck.
Yeah.
But why is the lower in halves?
What?
Or is
He's
that
looking
just
at. I think he's looking at the picture to the side. The lower with the pieces, that's so you can change out the mag well to take different calibers.
Oh, yes. I've seen these.
So like 7.62 by 39 won't fit through a standard mag well. You have to have a different mag well. So they designed it to switch out the mag well with the lower.
And that the 7.6239 uses an AK mag. Yeah, it's called like the Medusa or something like that for your lower.
It's an interesting idea. So yeah, good for them. I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
and yes.
I was just going to ask, what about 45 Auto Mag?
Never even heard of it.
Isn't that what they shoot out of the Willie with Charles Bronson?
I think that's 475 actually.
I think it is.
Because if I want an exotic gun, or an exotic upper, I should say, because really with ARs, we're all talking uppers. I mean, lowers, if you want a different lower, you go pistol over rifle.
I don't know. With this MCS system, could you make a pistol?
I don't see why not. Aluminum weaponry, yeah, because I mean, it just goes into the buffer like normal.
Yeah, but I don't know if they only sell the receiver.
Yeah, they probably don't sell it as a pistol model.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, you probably can't get a stripped one. I didn't think about that. Good deal.
If you could get a stripped one, then definitely.
Yep.
The options won't be as limited. Anyways,
Excuse me for a second.
Yes.
Didn't you say you had something you wanted to bring up?
I did.
I'm pretty sure you did.
We're going to start reloading chats again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I moved my press inside, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. So, and we already ran one reloading chat running 7mm Mauser. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully come up and have another reloading chat. I'm not quite sure what round I'm going to be reloading that night, but we'll kind of go on and see how it goes. So,
all right.
maybe since I have this Lee powder, I may do 357.
You don't say.
I may. I have everything I need. I may.
What's the subject?
Possibly the next reloading chat I'm going to be doing. It may be a 357. The only thing is I don't have many 357 brass, so maybe a shorter chat. But I'll be doing it single stage, so it'll be quicker or longer, I should say.
When are we gonna do those chats? Do you know?
We did one last week while during the hit or miss time because hit or miss wasn't around because of damn Comcast. I don't know. Let's see the dates.
Comcast indeed sucks. Were we running for Sunday nights or something like that?
Yeah, we were talking about Sunday nights, but it would have to be later. Hopefully, people would be getting on. I mean, we could try one on the 7th.
Why don't we shoot for that?
7th, okay. Not quite sure what time. Maybe 7 Central, 8 Eastern.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
What day is the 7th?
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my dies right now, my 38 dies are set up for 38, but all I need to do is back it out, and they'll be set up for 37. But I'll need to reset that.
So anyone interested in listening to a reloading chat, that's when we're going to do it. All right, guys, unless you've got anything else you want to bring up, I think I'm going to kill it and get some sleep.
Yes, I wanted to say that when I was a child and I watched all the politicians and all the movies, I thought the end of the world and the end of America would come with the Russians invading or nuclear warfare or economic collapse. I didn't realize it would just be the American people becoming so stupid everything fell apart. So I'm very surprised at this outcome.
I miss the Russians. I honestly miss the Soviets.
No shit. I miss getting underneath the desks for a nuclear attack.
I do too.
I don't think I'd fit anymore.
Neither would I, but my head would be safe. The rest of my body's fucking.
Well, maybe you'll be fine if you wore one of those, what is that, lead-lined suits?
No.
I always enjoyed the South Park where they taught the kids to stop, drop, and roll in case of lava. Was they were making fun of that?
That was hilarious.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I just it just seems to me that we just have gotten to the point where look at what we're voting on right now. I mean, look at the cream that's risen to the top, or the turd that's risen to the
once human society rolled or put an end to Darwinism, the whole survival of the fittest thing, that is when the cream of the crop of genetics and smarts and everything became disposable, and the idiots rise to the top.
And I think this is also another thing, is we always look at it and go, okay, when technology hits a certain point, everything will be great. But it turns out that that's not the case.
No, because technology is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's used for phenomenal things. But if you put technology into the hands of idiots, they're going to use it in an idiotic way. And guess what? It's in the hands of idiots.
So let's go back to the 1950s.
So wait, hold on a second. Are you saying technology is dumbing us down because it's so readily available to everybody?
Yeah. Okay. Last time someone asked you something, instead of actually knowing it, how many times did you say, "Oh, let me Google it," instead of you knowing it, say, "I don't know it, but let's go and look it up in a book and actually figure it out." We don't figure shit out anymore. We look it up on Google.
Or Wikipedia. Or Wikipedia.
Yeah, and
well, see, that's the thing. Right? Okay, I can see that kind of point and argument, but that actually kind of has a fault in it, because that answer leads us to having more information at our fingertips.
Yes, but what's better, having the information or figuring out how to get the information?
Oh, figuring it out is definitely going to be better.
Right, and in today's society, we don't figure it out anymore. We just look to find the answer.
Hold on, let me present this to you. Let's look back at how new technology, how it was envisioned it would work. So we envisioned back in the day that we would suddenly make crops that were resistant to bugs and everything would be great. But what happened? we all are getting adult onset diabetes because food is so cheap and plentiful. So we succeeded in one thing thinking it'd be, oh, well, good night. We'd cure world hunger. Guess what? We didn't cure world hunger. We're just big fat and killing ourselves by eating too much. And then they came out with the internet so that we could exchange ideas and increase humanity and everything would be great. What's the internet used for?
The internet is used for to slander people anonymously while watching cat videos and looking up stuff on Google.
I just want to quickly point out the hypocrisy of this statement, as we are all using the internet right now to talk about this.
But you know, the internet basically was driven by porn. You know, I mean, let's face it.
Well,
that's what the internet's made use of this.
Well, do you know why VHS beat out Betamax?
Yes, porn.
Betamax is like, oh, we're not going to do porn. VHS like, I don't care, let's go. And basically, whatever technology porn embraces is going to be the winning technology.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, what I'm trying to imply is that we have these grand ideas and dreams. The one problem is human beings are involved, and we ruin it every time. Through the history of the world, the human race ruins all great technological advances.
Well,
so what that means is, folks, don't let Nathan hear of it, so he can't ruin it for us.
No. What it is? One person's smart, 2 people are genius, 3 people are smart, 4 and on become dumb. The more people you have together, the dumber you are.
Well, right
because
now
you don't rely upon yourself to get the answers.
What we have right now is we have a world where we have people coming out using all this technology telling us, oh, you know, we've got these dreams, we got this great idea of how to make the utopian society, and what they don't realize is utopian societies never work with human beings because we are inherently flawed. Mm-hmm. And again, that's what they're selling us. These people running.
Yeah. But you know that they're pumping us full of all these chemicals to make us.
The greatest murders in history have always been in the attempt to set up utopian societies.
Yeah. Because you have to murder people that you don't think belong to the utopian society, which have what you think has weaker genes, and all you're going to do is mass murder.
You know, there used to be a really, really good utopian society in Europe. I think it was called the United Socialist Soviet Republic.
Well, that would be in the Russian continent, yes.
Well, I mean,
that was a utopian society, right?
Well, wait,
oh, yeah.
And it worked so well.
There one in China is
all those people love standing in line to get their one roll of toilet paper every week and their one loaf of bread. They were just ecstatic.
No matter if they had the shits or not.
Right. It was a great time. And then, these people had to come along and tear down their walls so they couldn't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. See what happens when you tear down walls? Should have left the wall up, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we should have left the wall up. At least then we would have known who our enemies were instead of, living how we are now, where we have no idea who our enemies are, and they're trying to run for president.
And I was going to say, we know exactly who our enemy is. They're called politicians.
And because we no longer have the old Russians to say, see, they're the enemy, we don't want to be like them, now, 20, 30 years later, now we have politicians who are basically implementing all the socialist regimes of the old Soviet Republic on us. I mean, they're doing their best to bring back the same stuff as they had.
Well, then maybe we should thank Putin for trying to start up another Cold War. That's being said with the utmost sarcasm.
Well, yes.
There is another Cold War
started. Thank you for having a Soviet reunion.
The one thing that the Cold War had going for it is it kept all these minor powers back then, basically have someone to have their put their thumb on, because while the Cold War was going on, we didn't have all this bullshit in the Middle East, because there was people putting their thumbs down on it. People were scared because, oh shit, if we set something off, we're going to get freaking nuked. And now it's not that.
No, it wasn't nuked. You know, what the Russians would do with the Russians that were controlling the Middle East, they would go, and if anybody started or sparked something in the Middle East, they would go out and wipe out entire villages and say, do that again and see what happens.
Yep. Sometimes bullies are good for society, because it's gonna the weak, which I think are a lot of these terrorists. They're weak. They're gonna get crushed, and the strong survive. It's called Darwinism.
So does that mean we really should have Trump as president?
Over Hillary, yes.
Okay, all right. So there you have it.
I think South Park needs to come up with a new song.
I would take a pile of shit, an actual pile of human feces, over Hillary.
I will say this, that it's like asking what's better, AIDS or gonorrhea. They both are terrible, but at least Trumpia is better than, it's not going to kill you.
All right, I think we're gonna end it there on that.
Well,
so
AIDS won't kill you either. It's what infects you while you have the AIDS.
Well,
okay,
that's definitely a silver lining for AIDS.
All right. Do you guys have anything you want to plug before we turn it off?
Hookers and blow.
Okay. Anything, you know.
A nice holster to wear while you're trying to pick up hookers and get blow?
Yeah, hey, how about that? So if anybody needs a holster, go to sheepdogleather.com and get a holster so that they can make themselves look better.
I'm making them right now.
Oh, no, he's making them right now. All right.
Why did that remind me of an old 976 commercial?
Because we're just that awesome. Hey, Heavy B, are you doing your show this week?
I'm going to try. We'll see what happens.
All right. Okay, so what time is that?
It's going to be 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, if the show goes on. It's my friend's birthday weekend. I'm supposed to be getting together with Smeggy and G-Webs. So
what time? What time? I mean, not you already said what time. What day?
Friday night.
Oh.
Friday Night Sights.
All right.
That's the name of the show. So
And
what time is it? What time on Friday night?
Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Figure it out on your own location. What time is it where you're at, Nathan?
That'd be 9 p.m. my time in Central Time Zone.
Yes.
Yep, same here.
Okay, and then it would be 10 for hit or miss. For right there.
yes, it would be 10 Eastern. So there you go.
Hey, Heavy. Whenever you see G-Webs, tell him hi for me.
Well, if I see him, I still got to get a hold of him and see if we're going to get together. He may not make it. Smeggy
Remember,
may not
you'll
make it.
recognize him by his hands.
Do you have his cell phone number?
I do not. I'm sure we will we will sit and iron everything out.
Okay.
Fairly quickly, and then and if we do, maybe I'll convince G-Webs to, like, I don't know, maybe show his face on camera.
Yeah, that won't happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, it won't happen.
Maybe if you give him a paper bag.
What was great is whenever I met him at Tulsa Gun Show, and we were sitting there just walking through the crowd, and Hickok was there. I didn't actually get to see him, but TN Outdoors 9 was there, and we're like, hey, that's TN Outdoors 9. Gio was like, oh, really? When they talked, and like within 5 minutes, or actually within like 5 steps of us, stopped talking to TNN Outdoors 9. He was stopped by someone else, and here Gio was just walking through. It's nice not having your face on it. I can see the benefits.
Yeah, I don't know what TN Outdoors 9 looks like. Does he look like a rectangle of ballistic gelatin?
No, he doesn't.
Blind vision.
He doesn't. He actually's done videos recently on the Carhartt jacket.
All right.
Yeah, he's he's about like 5'6", 5'7". He's shorter than what you think.
All right. Also, don't forget to don't miss Hit or Miss every Tuesdays, 9 Eastern, hopefully. As long as my internet stays stable. We're going to do that reloading chat Sunday at, what time was it again, Foos?
What was it? 7 Central? Did I say 7 Central?
7 Pacific Standard Time and 9.
No, that was for Night Strike. I mean, that was for Heavy.
Oh, that was Friday night. That's Friday night. Sorry.
Yeah.
7 Central, 8 Eastern.
Okay.
Because last time we went for 2.25 hours. So.
All right. So that's what we're doing, and you can find all this on gunchannels.com. Gunchannels.com. The place, yeah, Reloaders Chat at gunchannels.com. You know, the place for guns and social networking. Clearly.
Yes.
Anyways, I'm going to kill it now. I'm going to go get some sleep. I'm still feeling under the weather. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye, Felicia.
Night.
Sit, Ubu.